Welcome to the well. Before jumping into this, I want to make everything comfortable with you guys. These videos that we're going to create are basically going to help you understand DCF or any methods that we're going to teach you in the future in a more detailed manner. So basically, the workshops are designed to teach you the more higher level of what exactly we are doing, and the videos are meant to go more into detail, more of a eye focus, really detailed focus on why are we doing the things that we're doing. So if you're interested on corporate finance, or if you're interested in learning more about it, this is a perfect way of doing it, especially when you're working a lot. You don't really have any time to devote to go to a workshop. Well, you can just plug this on over the weekend and teach yourself how to do a model. And it's pretty straightforward, and you'll notice that I go much more quicker in the workshops is because I have an hour to kind of explain to you guys whatever I need to explain. In this case, I don't need to. I could just take my time for whatever I have to do. So before starting that, the first thing I'm going to do is turn on Excel. Let me just, I think I have to create a new one. So have a spreadsheet open, and I'm going to talk to you things about this particular topic. Shortcuts. Now, shortcuts can be very, very, very useful, as you can see. You can do all kinds of cool things with the shortcuts. You can create borders just by using shortcuts. And you can do anything with this, okay? But how exactly do you do it? It's a very hard thing to do, and it's not simple to do, but it's pretty straightforward. Now, basically how I started at when I did this workshop, or when I taught myself these things, was that I had to use the mouse a lot to click over things, to get around things, to do anything I wanted to. I had to use my mouse. In reality, especially as a financial analyst or working in a financial field, you'll notice that you'll slowly would not use your mouse anymore. You'll be more keen to using shortcuts. Being more efficient with shortcuts will probably be your next goal after getting your position, most likely. Because you'll see the people around you are using these shortcuts as well. So how do you learn them? Well, one magic trick I want to teach you guys is the magic Alt button that every keyboard has. And you'll see these options come into play. These options basically give you each letter that you press. Let's say if I want to press H, I'm currently on the Home tab, and now I can click anything I want or press anything I want on the Home tab. So I press H for Home. Let's just say if I want to create, if I want to change the color of this particular cell, you'll see over here, H points out to that. So you press H, you have another option going, so you can just arrow down, arrow up, wherever you want to do to change your colors. Okay? And if you don't, just press escape and nothing happens. And you go back, press escape again, you'll go back to your menu. Okay? And when you press escape again, you'll be completely off the ribbon that they call. Okay? So honestly, that's what shortcuts are. There's a more complicated version using the control button. In some cases, control buttons are really preferred, and that's probably like 2 cases out of everything. But other than that, the Alt button is used a lot to navigate through wherever you want to get through when it comes to modeling. Okay, so with that in mind, let's try to let me teach you guys some of the shortcuts that I use. One of the shortcuts I use is the Alt Tab button. So when you're holding Alt, a message or these screens should pop up, and with these screens, when you tab through these screens, you will basically go through all the applications that are open on your Windows or on your screen. Okay, so the Alt tab is very useful, very convenient. You don't really you just click it, and you don't have to really use your mouse. I want to say this is the most efficient way of getting around Excel. Okay, so that's one thing. So let's just say I was on this particular window. Well, I want to go to my empty Excel sheet, so I'm going to press Alt Tab. So I'm on my empty Excel sheet. Next, let me create a I want to create a sheet, I want to say, or a table that measures how much income I'm getting after all the expenses that I have, whatever. Okay, so there's a particular formatting behind all of these, but I don't want to stress upon that. More or less, I want to focus more on the shortcut side. So let's first type in my name, Adil, and grab. That means shift. Press the shift button, and click the right arrow. Let's say 4 times. Okay, get to B to E. Press Alt, and I want to change the color of all these cells together. So I press Alt, H again for color, and I can go through any color I want. I want this gunmetal looking type of color, so I press Enter. Okay, now I have a problem. I can't even see my name. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is press Alt, H. Okay, so I'm back on my home tab, and I can press whatever I want. Now, in order to change the font, or in order to change the color of my font, I have to press FC, as you can see. So press F, you'll see your options are narrowed down. You press C to open up that particular option you're looking for, and you go down to white, and you just change your text just by using your keyboard. And now, like I said, there's a certain instances where you can use Alt. You can to make things easy, but you can also use Control button sometimes to make things even much more easier. For example, when you press Control B for bold, your text is actually being bold. I don't know if you see this, but let me zoom in. Your text is actually being bolded. Okay, so Control B, it's not bold. Hold on. Control B, full. Control B, not full. So let's bold this. Okay, Control B. Now, you can press Control B to unbold, like I just did, and you can still use the Alt way of getting around things. Just press Alt, H, and 1 for bold. Okay, so let's just say you wanted to type in something into this tab. I put Adil, but let's just say you want to put Adil's income statement, right? You'll probably think, okay, let me just take that out and go back and just say Adil's income statement. Okay? Well, you don't have to just erase something like that. I mean, you can and rewrite the whole thing. You could definitely do that. But let's just say you want to change one little thing in the particular box rather than just deleting everything. When you go to F2 on the particular tab, when you go to a particular tab, actually, excuse me, I have to pick up this call. Sorry. Sorry about that. I just had a friend that called me. He needed some help with something, so we're probably going to make this short. But okay, so you can do this. So let's just say I had these number, and I'm just going to go. Sorry about this, but I'm just going to burn through this real quick. So you put this number. Let's just say you had $15,000 in income. You had $5,000 in expenses. Okay, so let me put income over here, expenses over here. Okay, and this is where the formulas come into play. You can press enter, that minus that, and I'm just using these arrows to get around. I get 10,000, and you can say this is my profit or gross income. Okay, so now we have a problem. The problem is that I can't see all my words. Now I can easily click this, and everything is fine and handy dandy just by double clicking with my mouse. But let's just say you don't have a mouse. Always think of it in that mentality. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select that whole column. Well, actually, I'm going to select that whole column. So Control Space is to grab that whole column. Like I said, in some cases, Control is your best friend. In other cases, it's a little bit complicated. So Control Space, you can grab the whole column. Okay, and then you can press Alt. You open up your menu tab. Press H. You're on your Home tab. Press O. Now you're narrowing it down to your format. You're about to format something, and press I. And what you just did was you just formatted this and auto fitted it basically. So if you were to go pretty quickly, and the only way you can do this is by just being, using these shortcuts a lot, is just going here, doing that, and just pressing Alt-H-O-Y. Boom. Okay, and this comes all through experience, and then it comes all through practice. And typically, another thing I want to ask, let's just say you want to put a border underneath 5,000. Whenever you see income statements that have border underneath any summations or calculations that are going on, in order to put a border, put Alt-H. Okay, now you have narrowed your options down, and the only way you can get your way around the options, or where do you know where to find them, is by kind of discovering Excel all over again, and just by using these keyboards, that rediscovering them and trying to figuring out what exactly are the shortcuts to get there. Okay, and then you can press B for border, and then this border drop down happens, and you can just arrow down to whatever border you want. I want just a normal border down, which is over here. Go over here and just press enter, and you have your border. Okay, so this is how you actually use shortcuts. Another thing that's pretty and as we go along with this DCF thing, I'll be introducing more shortcuts. But in some cases, let's just say you want to copy these, so you press Control C to copy this number, press Shift like we did with our heading, and go right like this, and press enter. You just shifted and copied this particular format down. Oh crap. Hold up. I haven't. Make sure your iterations, which is another, I'll explain it in the next video what exactly iterations are. Formulas, yeah, they're not automatic. Automatic subtables. And what I did was basically I have moved that formula I got over here and moved it all over here. So if I had 15,000 as well, Control C, Shift, paste, I have 15,000 in revenue because I have no expenses. Now let's just say you want to do, except for just dragging it all out, you want to do it all in one move. You basically want to do Control C, Shift, and doing that. Oh, that didn't work. I think it just works in some cases. Hold up. Okay, I see. You do that, Control. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I guess it doesn't work in this instance. But you can do the same with here. Control C, and press enter. And you'll see, not only did the number move, but the formatting of that number moved, as you can see. So later when we move through Excel, you're going to see things like this happen. So yeah, now in the next video, we're going to be talking more about the operation model and how that comes into play. Okay.